A lady was leaving the grocery store with her 8-year-old son, Liam. While loading the car, she noticed a man sitting by the edge of the parking lot. He was huddled under a tattered blanket, his face red from the cold. Next to him sat a dog, a scruffy little mutt, visibly shivering. As they were about to leave, the man stood up and approached them. Her heart jumped. She wasn't sure what he wanted. "Ma'am," he said in a hoarse voice, "I'm sorry to bother you, but would you take my dog?" His words stunned her. He looked down at the ground, embarrassed, and continued. "Her name's Daisy. I love her more than anything, but I can't take care of her anymore. She's freezing, and I don't have enough to feed her. She deserves better." She opened her mouth to say no. She really did. As a single parent, she was already overwhelmed with everything in her life. But then Liam's pleading eyes stopped her. "Mom, please, she needs us." And just like that, they brought Daisy home. That night, Liam bathed her and wrapped her in his favorite blanket. For the first time in months, warmth filled their home again. A month later, Daisy had become part of their family, playful, loving, and exactly what they needed. Then one evening, she found an envelope. It was strange. No stamp, no return address, just the words "from your old friend" written on the front. Curiously, she opened it, and as she read the letter inside, her heart clenched. But it wasn't for her. "Dear Daisy, I hope you're warm and happy. I miss you so much, but I know I made the right decision. You deserve a home, food, and people who love you as much as I do. I think about you every day, but knowing you're safe helps me keep going. I'm sorry I couldn't be the person you needed. Thank you for being my friend when I had no one. I'll never forget you. Love, your old pal." She didn't realize she was crying until Liam's voice broke through her thoughts. "Mom, what's wrong?" he asked, his small face full of concern. She showed him the letter, and he said, "Mom, we have to find him. He shouldn't be alone." At that point, she realized that her son had inherited his late father's kind heart. His father had been the same. He could never let anyone suffer. The next morning, they packed a bag with food, a thick blanket, and some warm clothes. They started at the parking lot where they had first met him, but there was no sign of the man. But suddenly, Daisy bolted from the car, her leash slipping from Liam's hands. "Daisy!" Liam shouted, but she was already halfway to him, her little body shaking with excitement. The man looked up just in time to catch her as she leaped into his arms. "Daisy, girl," he whispered. He buried his face in her fur, holding her as though she were the most precious thing in the world. Tears streamed down his face. They walked over and said, "Hi, I'm Emma. We've been taking care of Daisy." He looked up, his eyes full of gratitude. "Thank you," he said. "I missed her so much, but I knew I couldn't give her what she needed. Seeing her like this, it means everything to me. I don't know when I'll be able to see her again." "You don't have to say goodbye forever," Liam told the man. "We can bring her to see you. Right, Mom?" She nodded, smiling through her tears. "Of course, we'd love to." From that day on, they visited him every 2 weeks. The man never asked for anything except some time with Daisy. He wanted to hold her, play with her, and feel a sense of connection again. Slowly, they got to know him better. His name was Edward. Months later, another letter arrived, but this one had an address. "Dear Emma, your kindness gave me hope when I had none. I'm writing to tell you that I've started over. I found a job and I'm staying in a small condo now. I'll never forget what you and Liam did for me. Thank you for believing in me. Your friend Edward." Soon, Edward became part of their family. She was grateful that fate sent Daisy their way because it taught Liam the power of kindness. It also proved that even the smallest acts of love can change lives. Sometimes she thinks about how close she was to saying no that day, and how saying yes changed everything. So before you say no to kindness, pause and think. The world thrives on kindness, and it needs those who step up without hesitation. Those who open their hearts even when it's hard. It needs people like you to make it brighter, warmer, and better for everyone.